Hello everyone, welcome back to the Life and Times of Mulch. There's me. Today we are doing the next 6 issues of Build E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. Now I know I said I'm probably going to split it into two parts, and I still might. It depends how it goes, but I've got a feeling that most of the stages, apart from the last stage, are fairly easy going. So we'll see what we can do and see how we get on. So come on. Join me. Let's go and build E.T. Woohoo! Everybody, welcome back to Build the E.T. Extra-Terrestrial. Right, firstly, I said before in the last pack that 6 stages was too many, and I was going to split it up into 2 lots of 3. But I think we'll be all right with today's pack because I've had a look ahead, and apart from issue 20 or stage 20, there's not really that much to do. It's quite basic building that we're going to be doing over the next few stages, so I think we'll be all right. But what we'll do, we'll crack on anyway, and we'll see how we go. And if it looks like it's going to be a mammoth video, then I'll either edit it down as best I can, or I will split the video up. But for now, we'll leave it as just one video and see how we go. So with that being said, let's crack on and look at stage 15. And this is the book for stage 15. Character this time is Mary D. Wallace. See with all the fluffy toys there. And in this bit, we're going to be doing what we did before with the bottom section of the head. We're just going to be putting the other side on. So that's fairly, like I say, fairly straightforward. It's literally just one screw. More about the movie there and what was going on around that time in the 80s. Juwayne. Right, so let's take a look at the parts for stage 15. Or should I say part for stage 15. This is it, and like I say, it's just that one part and one screw. So let's get it open and let's put it on. So that's basically it. It's just one piece and one screw. So let's bring E.T. up. So this is where we got to last time, and we'd already put this side on, and we're going to do exactly the same as we did before. We're going to get an end in there, an end in there, matching up with the 2 lugs, and there's going to be one screw which is going to be going through there, which is going to be screwing just into there. So let's get that in. And that is stage 15. Nice and simple. There you go. Let's take a look at the next stage. So we'll move on to stage 16. Take a look at the book. This time we're looking at Michael. We're going to be starting a new section today, the lower body structure. And again, fairly basic, just this bit, a metal plate and 3 screws. Oh, I'm very sniffy now. My face has just exploded. Nice. There's the magazine. Oh my God, look at that computer. Remember those, kids? And there you go. Oh, the post-it. This is stage 16. So let's open up the bag and take a look at what's inside. So, like I said, inside we just get this very chunky bit of plastic here. This big metal plate, and we get three very large, when it comes to part work models, screws. So if we turn this way up, so the bit that's sticking out is going down, so we're looking at the underneath, you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3 holes there. In your plate here you've got 6 either side. What we're just basically going to do is we're going to line up the 3 there with your 3 holes and put them 3 large screws in that I showed you. So let's get that screwed together. I've just got them started so you can see where they're going in. Okay. So that's all screwed in, and that is going to just look like that, and that is everything you need to do in stage 16. Stage 17 then, moving on, and we're doing Deborah Winger, Harrison Ford and other cameos. I don't remember Deborah Winger being in there, but maybe she was. I can't remember, it's been a while since I've watched the film. We're doing the lower body structure 2, which is basically the second half of what we've just done. So, a little picture there of the model, the boy and the bicycle. More 80s scar. Let's bring over the pack. There's a couple more pieces in this, but not that much. Let's break it open and I'll show you what's in the bag. Alright, firstly with the screws, although they all look the same, the one that's got the more screws in, these are PTP-B screws. I don't know if that means they're exactly the same or what. I think these are slightly longer, these ones, which are PTP screws. So I'm going to keep them in their bags so I don't get them mixed up. We also get these 2 metal brackets that are both the same. And we get this section, which is pretty much a mirror image of what we've got in the other. That's obviously going to go together with that. We're going to take the larger screws that we've got, and we're going to take the section that we just made, and we're going to put that together like a big jigsaw. Push that together, turn that over, and we're going to put them big 3 screws in the other side, like we did on that side, just mirror it on that side. So I'll get those in. It's always nice to get some big screws on a part work model so you're not doing such fiddly stuff all the time. So that's in there, that's nice and solid with your plate across there. Next thing we're going to do, if you look at it from the side, you'll see that there's 4 holes. You can see those on either side. Now these plates are going to go across. It's just to basically stop this from going that way. So we're going to bracket these, one on there and one on the opposite side like that. And we're going to do that using these slightly smaller screws that we had more of. And I'm going to get them screwed in both sides. And once that's done, I'll show you what that looks like. And the last screw going in there will go in just like that. So there you go. 4 screws in that side and 4 screws in that side, and that's everything in that stage. Moving on to stage 18, storyboards and narrative structure. I do love the magazine. So, we're going to be starting the structure of the legs. So again, quite basic stages, not many pieces. So like I say, this is why I think we'll be alright doing 6 stages in one video with this, because they're not too mammoth in the things that we need to do. And this is everything in pack 18, so let's get it open. So in this stage you get 2 halves of one of the legs, and we get 2 lots of screws. The slightly shorter ones are PTPs and the longer ones are PM screws. Now so far they haven't given us any spare screws, so you use every single screw, which I kind of like, but then if you do lose one, It's always nice to have a spare, but never mind. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put these two sections together. So not difficult, plonk them together like that. Then we're going to take the slightly shorter screws, so these TP screws, and we are going to screw them in from this side, one there and one there. Actually, we're going to screw them in from both sides. So we're going to put two in there and then two in there. So let's get them screwed in. Just in case you wanted to know, I'm using a slightly bigger screwdriver. You don't need to use something this big, but it just, with the bigger screws, it just makes it easier for me to get them in. Okay, and that's what that's going to look like, nice and solidly together with 4 of them screws. Then quite simply, we're going to take this that we have already created, and we're going to take our leg. Let's make sure I've got it all around. Now, both sides look pretty much the same, so I'm going to start like it says in the book anyway. Let's start on this side. So if you turn it over, it's on your right hand side, and your leg very simply is going to slot in there, and then from above we're going to put the longer screws in, which are the PM screws, and these are quite long screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's screw that in. And that's everything in stage 18. Let's go on. Stage 19. The look of E.T. The look of E.T. Extra-Terrestrial. I really should read these things through. It's got this speak and spell. Anyone of my age will remember speak and spell. We're going to do the other leg, so it's pretty much exactly the same as what we have just done. Going through the book. There you go. Heroes and of Sword and Sorcery. Pack 19. Let's get it open. So we're doing exactly the same as we did in the last one. Putting the leg together, putting the shorter 4 screws in there first. Okay, so just the same as before. And then, just like we did in the previous stage, in 18, leg in there, and then the 4 of the longer black screws. Let's get that in. And there you go. We have very strange looking construction, but I believe this is his bottom half and his feet. There you go, nice and sturdy, and that's everything to do in that stage. Stage 20. The alternative ending and other deleted scenes. And Henry Thomas there. Now this is where it could get interesting. We're doing the sensor and electronic board. Okay, stop motion animation. Teen comedies. Yeah. Right, there's not much in the bag, but don't let the bag fool you, because looking at the pages, I think we've got to do a few bits. So anyway, so we've got this adhesive thin piece here. Got a couple of screws which are PCP screws. We have this multicolored wire here, yellow, red and black, and we have this little circuit board here. And the first thing we're going to do, which I'm not very happy about, but hey, you got to follow the instructions. The first thing we're going to do is on the top of your ET head, we're going to take out these 2, 4, 6 screws and take off the whole head piece and take his head off. Now the one good thing about taking this off, we can really push these joins in, because I wasn't happy with the joins anyway. So anyway, so take that off, put that to one side, and you should have this. Now, taking the screws that we need, we only need 2 that come with this pack, and we need our little circuit board. I don't know why nothing is focusing, I apologise about that. This is going on the back of ET's head, and it's going to go on these 2 points here with them 2 screws. It's going to look something like that. Okay, so hopefully you can see that better now that we've put that on the back of there with them 2 screws. Okay, now I've just done them sort of hand tight. I've not over tightened it because you don't want to crack your circuit board. So that's what you need to do first of all. Now we're going to start plugging in some of the wires. So the first wire you want is the one for the eye motor, or eye servo motor as they're calling it. So it's not this one, it's this one. So it sort of comes from the side, and that's your eye one. Now it's not telling you to go through the hole, so don't put them through the hole. It's telling you to come round and up the side. So you come round and up the side, and this one is going to go into this hole. It's going to go into this one just here. Sorry. Okay, so I've put the wires, so I've tucked them around the back of the plastic skin there, and then they come up and round, and they're going in this side, and then push that down, and that is for the eye servo motor. Okay, and again from the bottom, and we're going to do the same again. We're going to bring it round. This is for the mouth, and it's going to go into the one next to it. Okay, so again with the mouth wires, we've just brought them round the side and round here, and they've gone into that second port, which is there. So this one is for the mouth, and this one is for the eyes. Now we're looking at the top of the head, and we're looking at that, just that plain black wire, which is the switch for the eyes, and that's going to go in this one at the front here. So let me put that in. As regarding the wire, I'm just tucking it round the back of that square. I've got no wires going through that square, so just keep that clear. And that goes in to there. So again, that's the switch for the eyes. Next switch is the one for the eyelids. So it's coming from here, and that's just going straight into there. So that's fairly easy. Push that down. Okay, so now they're all 4 of them are in. So I know I keep saying, repeating myself, but you've got the eye servo motor, you've got the mouth servo motor, switch for the eyes, and that one for the eyelids. Okay, so that's all wired in. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this, and we're going to take our multicolored wire. Now they are identical both ends, so just take one of the ends, and you want to plug it into the end of here. So let's do that. So that's in. Now we need to take over our headpiece that we took off and be aware of this section here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to peel off the backing of this adhesive section. Okay, so we've peeled off the back of that, and it's going to stick on like that. So press that down, and you'll see from the other side that there's a little notch, so your wire can sit there quite happily. Now just feed that through there, so it's going under the headpiece like that. And then we need to plug this end in to here on our little panel of wires. Okay, so now you've connected that up to the back. And now, using the screws that we took out, we're going to put the head section back on. Just remember, when you put the back screws in, try not to trap any of the wires. So once that's back on, I've tucked them round there, but make sure you don't pinch any wires when you're putting in these back 2 screws. I'd say none of the wires are obstructing this hole here. They're either the ones from underneath are feeding around the side, and the ones from on the top are feeding round. So you've got your sensor on there, and that's all your wires in. Just make sure, be really careful you don't pinch any wires. But that's the head piece back on. So I hope that was easy enough to follow. You've got all them wires in. Unfortunately, we can't test anything. There is a big part on the bottom of the board there, but there's no, they've given us nothing to plug in there to test, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice to be able to test all those things. And we've got our, that's obviously our head sensor on the top there. But that's everything in those 6 stages. And like I say, apart from the last stage, I think it was all fairly easy going. Just take your time with the wires, don't pinch anything, don't screw this on too hard because you don't want to crack it, and make sure you got that the right way around. There is a notch under there, so you can only really get it on one way. Again, I don't know why there's holes there, I don't know, but maybe originally there was pegs to go over the holes, I don't know. Like I say, the one nice thing with taking this off, I was able to pinch these together, so it's a lot smoother on the joint. Excuse me, on the joint now. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's everything, and let's have a chat. And there you go, another 6 stages done. Like I said, it weren't too bad because stages, well, the first 5 stages were really easy. We were just putting a bottom bit on here, and then we constructed this. This is start of the base of E.T. So it's this lower section and what will be covering his feet, and this will also, as far as I'm aware, be on another base because there's screw holes in the bottom. There was a lot of screwing we did today, over 30 screws. I think there was 30 screws alone just in this piece. So we did this, we constructed this today. We didn't do that much to the head, but we did remove this top section, and then we wired all this up. So everything is wired. His eyes are wired, his mouth is wired, his eyelids are wired, his eye switch is wired, and we've got the big circuit board on there. We've also got this, which I believe is the sensor to make him do things. So we've put that on as well, and then we've put the whole head section back on without trapping any wires. Don't trap any wires, you don't want to do that. You're going to have a bad time. But this is what we created today. Doesn't seem like a lot on the head, but everything's wired in now, so that's good. And also just remember to keep this square section in the neck clear. No wires are going through there, so keep that nice and clear, because obviously that's going to have something in it to support the head at some point. But we've carried on, we've conquered another 6 issues of Build E.T. So I hope you enjoyed that. So thanks for watching, thanks for liking and subscribing, and I hope you stay with us to the next stages of Build E.T. I'll see you next time. Life in Tons of Mulch. Yeah.